The 35-year-old constructed mpeg4 super landmark bridge, the longest in the country, measuring 1,270 meters, about 4,180 feet, is one of the hardly enthroned jewels of the New Deal administration to the people of the Southwest region.
It really was a moment, not just for the Southwest and the Northwest, but actually a moment for all of Cameroon to view ourselves as a unified country, to look at us, the state of the union, and also to take decisions which are based on our reality and decisions which are best for the Republic of Cameroon.
As soon as we took over office, which we did in 2017, we went to Buea first, then we went to Bamenda, and people thought we were crazy to go to those two regions. At that time, it was very hot. It was like a mission impossible. But we did it, and we gathered some facts which we brought back and submitted a report with our own ideas, recommendations to the head of state. For example, taking seriously the promotion of bilingualism, which is, of course, one of our assignments.
The viaduct, the lengthiest in West Africa, like other transport investments in the area, including the third Kumba-Mamfe road, attest to government's commitment to ease mobility to connect people in a polity naturally fertile for sustained development.
I want to first of all appreciate our president for having approved that route to be constructed. Because about 20 years ago, it was like one was not seeming as if he was living in Cameroon. And probably what has just happened within this short time that this route has gone through, I've seen the lives of people have simply changed and really changed for better. And I believe that in the few years to come, the access of this route will be something else. That is, the development that will be on this access of the road will prove itself that at least the government has turned a new page for this part of the country. I very much want to let people really understand that the agony that people have gone through this road, the sufferings in the past, in fact, were unbearable. People have suffered a lot of money lost because of high transport, especially in the rainy season like this period, because some 4 years ago, before they could come to start that route, no, if you were to leave this Kumba to go up to Nguti, just to Nguti here, you were spending 7,000 francs on transportation. And now it's barely about 2,500 francs. And living for Mamfe was 10,000 francs. Sometimes people prefer moving through the littoral region to the west, to the northwest, before coming back to Mamfe in the southwest. So today you can find that people live now littoral, they pass through Kumba to Bamenda because they find it more shorter and cheaper.
One of the special statute areas in the fatherland, the Southwest covers plus 25,000 kilometers square, with plus 2 million people spread in 6 divisions, including Dian, where Bakassi is located, home to the best-known diplomatic win for the people of the Southwest and Cameroon in general by President Paul Biya.
If the president did not value the lives of Cameroonians and said, "You are my blood, and I will not spill an inch of this blood I will go through diplomacy. Do you know how many people would have died in the conflict between Cameroon and Nigeria, the Bakassi Peninsula? But he used diplomacy. And victory was achieved without a single Cameroonian losing a member of their family. My dear brother, let's not talk about propaganda. Is that not a tremendous victory?
The abundance of schools across the region is one of the most remarkable feats of the Biya government to the people, with the creation of the University of Buea as the first Anglo-Saxon-style temple of knowledge in the country.
One's heritage is important. The heritage, the legacy of the Anglo-Saxon section of this country is very important. You know, we are small, but we are so important to this country. There is nothing as good as that, because this country would have been a complete chaos if you had a president who did not understand that the people must look behind and then look in front at the same time.
The maintenance afloat of the second largest employer after the state, the Cameroon Development Corporation, despite the crisis, sports infrastructure like the 20,000 Limbe Stadium, which hosted female and male Africa Cup of Nations, healthcare provision, plus the work of the Southwest Development Authority exemplify community development are aligned to government decentralization policies.
When people are fine and they think that the country is going well, and they think that there is something in it for them, their conditions are good, why, what reason would they have not to like their country? And in that context, and from that appreciation, the school becomes a strategic tool that the head of state put in place as one of the levers to guarantee the success of the decentralization process.
Just like in other regions, the Southwest has a unique storyline with President Paul Biya, known today as the Wise Man of Africa. The title was actually conferred to him in Buea, the historic legendary town wrapped in the very essence of the history of Cameroon, as the first capital, host to the Golden Jubilee of reunification.
History has not forgotten that Buea was the headquarters of West Cameroon. History has not forgotten that Buea was the capital of southern Cameroon. And history has not forgotten that Buea was once the capital of German Cameroon. That is why I say that Buea is a historic town. I am proud, very proud to be in Buea, proud to work on the same soil like our heroes who fought for reunification.
A crisis hit place, the legitimate request from the people of the Southwest today is a modern refinery in Limbe, the complete tarring of the Kumba, Mundimba, and Bangem Nguti roads, as well as the materialization of the Limbe port management team.
The success achieved in securing Bakassi as part of Cameroon is something that history books have it as an achievement of His Excellency President Paul Biya, the head of Cameroon's diplomacy. His wisdom in dealing with our very precious neighbor Nigeria brought this erstwhile explosive situation to a peaceful resolve. I think we should never forget that the BLM division is a creation of President Paul Biya. Without President Paul Biya, we'll probably still be the Mundani subdivision that we were before 1992. Exactly 50 years ago, in September, on the 10th of September, 1975, I went to secondary school. I went to Sacred College in Bamenda. At that time, there was one single secondary school in the BLM division, otherwise called Mundani subdivision at the time. The first government secondary school in the BLM was opened in 1981. When I say 1981, you can imagine that I'm 1 year to the president taking his oath of office. Today, the BLM counts 40 secondary schools. I mean, public or government secondary schools, both general education and technical education. His offer for education to the youth of the BLM goes without saying.
The local contact between the people and the president is constantly kept by the confidence with their brethren in the government, 3 prime ministers, including the current one, and a host of others for the development of the Southwest region.
Cuando